old acquaintance be forgot and never brought.
Despite not being with family for Thanksgiving, we feasted and celebrated with our neighbors who graciously invited us into their home. I truly enjoy this part of being in the military, that despite how long we've lived in one single place, people seem to be quick to break down walls. With Thanksgiving over, the Christmas season quickly exploded with all its magic, and with that, the beginning of Advent.
We'll talk a cup.
For thousands of years, God's people waited and anticipated the coming of God's salvation as foretold in the prophecies. Yet they didn't know what God's salvation would look like, and that it would come in the innocence of a baby. The Christmas season can feel like one of the busiest times of the year. Although it's probably my favorite season, I feel like it comes and goes in the blink of an eye. While it has become a season for festive decorations and mounds of presents, it's also a season to reflect and prepare for the reason for Advent. The day of Jesus is coming, of God eternal sending his Son to a broken and frail world to reunite us to himself.
Come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Come, let us adore him. Come, let us adore him. Come, let us adore him. Cry.
While there are many ways to spend the Advent season reflecting and preparing for this holy day, God has begun using this first week of Advent for decluttering. I've taken to both decluttering my home and my heart to make room for him. Something about decluttering and organizing makes me feel so refreshed and more prepared to tackle my inner clutter. Hey guys, so as I started working on some of this, what I call my inner clutter, I just was starting to ask the Lord, like, how can I better receive him, and what areas of my heart are needing decluttering? And this led me to ultimately like thinking about what are the idols that I have in my heart. And it was like super timely, but I stumbled across Matt Chandler's of the Village Church, his Advent series that he has going on right now. His sermon was regarding hope for the season. And the sermon was so timely and helpful in helping me focus on decluttering some of these idols. He was saying that where you place your hope is imperative to your joy. And this is like a deep joy that we're talking about. This isn't like a fleeting happiness that's like easily affected by life circumstances. So it's like an ultimate joy that cannot be subdued. And this is the joy that the Bible's full of, because we're not placing our hope in the circumstances around us that are easily taken away. So he speaks of our surface idols and our source idols in our lives, and surface idols being like the things that we struggle with. Really, they're a result of our source idols, which are like the things that are going on deep in the deep places of our heart, that maybe we have put a little bit too much hope in. So he says that there are 4 source idols. 1 is comfort, 2 is approval, 3 is control, and then 4 is power. I think all 4 of these have been shaken to some degree this year with COVID going on. Just to like give a little bit of a explanation on each of these, comfort is like wanting ease or wanting things to go a certain way in our lives, saying like doing what we want when we want. And with COVID and all the restrictions, we definitely haven't had this comfort that we're used to. We can't go to restaurants when we want. We can't go, we don't have the ease of going out and about as we once did, and we have to wear masks. And then the second one being approval is wanting people to like us, wanting people to approve of us, to love us. And this can be from people that we know or don't know, or can be from people that we don't even like. The thing is that you're constantly worrying about how you're coming across to somebody. The third is control, and this is our ability to control the things around us. So we like convince ourselves that if we can control everything around us, such as like our money or, controlling our kids or our spouses, then we will be happy. And then the fourth is power, and that's wanting success or influence, or wanting to always win. And if we lose, then we feel like this is a direct reflection of ourselves, and our identity is wrapped up in this. None of these are like inherently bad, I feel like, except when it becomes a place where we've put our hope. You may have fleeting moments of happiness in each of these things. We feel happy when we feel comfortable, or when we've gotten approval from somebody. We have fleeting moments of feeling good or feeling happy. You never have that deep-rooted joy. I don't know about you, but when I look at this list, I feel like I've experienced all of these at some point in my life, and I struggle with some more than others. When our comfort fails us, as we've seen that it will certainly fail us, where's our hope? And when we disappoint somebody, or somebody doesn't approve of what we believe or what we do, where will we turn for our approval? Ultimately, Jesus is the fulfillment of all of these things.
Anticipation is something we all do in our very nature. We anticipate what is to come, the next thing, something better. This year especially, the anticipation for the new year is ripe on everyone's heart. So this week of Advent, I'm spending time decluttering these things from my heart and searching the scriptures for God's truth to place my hope in. He is our comforter. As one whom his mother comforts, so I will comfort you. Isaiah 66:13. He approves of me. The Lord your God is in your midst, a mighty one who will save. He will rejoice over you with gladness. He will quiet you by his love. He will exult over you with loud singing. Zephaniah 3:17. He is in control. Our God is in the heavens. He does all that he pleases. Psalm 115:3. He is powerful. Great is our Lord, and abundant in power. His understanding is beyond measure. Psalm 147:5. These are just a few of the verses I found, but the Bible is full of these promises. Promises that have their fulfillment in the coming of Jesus.